Hey everybody, it's Kyle. I'm coming at you while sitting in my vehicle waiting on swim practice. Kind of a overcast day, not rainy, but it's supposed to get some rain maybe later tonight. But yeah, I mean, it's weird when it's a Monday, and it's weird when a Monday is kind of dark and dreary, you know? I get it during the winter, but during spring and summer, it's like a dark and dreary Monday just kind of, I mean, you're going back to work, and then on top of that, it's kind of outside. So, this isn't a weather podcast, sorry. All right. What is bugging me? Boy, that's a tough one. I would say, I would say this. I'll go. I got something that, and I probably have talked about it before, but it's been a while because there's been so much to talk about. So I'm kind of stretching and reaching for something here, but I would say the rudeness out there in the world. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. People are just kind of rude, and there's no. People who are nice and polite and stuff are like few and far between. They're, but rude assholes, they're a dime a dozen, man. They're everywhere. And I know that's always kind of been a thing somewhat, we tend to complain about things that are negative. We tend to make more noise about those, than when something's positive. When something's positive, we hardly ever tell many people about it. Like, I think the old thing I always heard was, if you're at a restaurant or something like that and you give bad service, that person will go out and tell 10 people immediately, right? Whereas if you give really great service, they may tell a couple people. And I think that's true. And it's probably just, human nature there. But I would say that I've just really, and not just this year, but just in general, I've just noticed how fucking rude people are, man. People are so inconsiderate and ridiculous. There's a car alarm going off somewhere. Why do we even have car alarms anymore, right? Nobody pays attention to them. I mean, I guess if it's in your driveway, you might pay attention if it starts going off, but is it going to be going off the whole time I'm recording this podcast? Nope, it stopped. But, I mean, people just, it's just amazing how inconsiderate and ridiculous they behave. I had to go to Walmart yesterday, and, I don't go into Walmart expecting to come across really genuinely polite people. However, because I know the whole idea with Walmart is you're going in there and getting something for a good price. That's kind of the deal about it. And so, to me, what that kind of tends to attract is people who are in there to get in and out in a hurry, right? And so they don't have a lot of time. But that's not always true. I mean, and here's what I mean by that. I just really noticed an extraordinary amount of people who were just standing right in the middle of the fucking way. Everywhere, there goes that car alarm again. Every single aisle you go down, it doesn't matter what it is that you're looking for. If you're in the hardware area, somebody's got their fucking cart just right in the middle of the aisle. It's like, you can fit 2 carts down this aisle, side by side. So there's no excuse for you to be right in the middle of an aisle. And people do it all the time. I don't ever do that, man. And I'm not trying to, get you to pat me on the back for it or anything like that, but it's just, good God, man, have some consideration for your fellow man. And it's not even just the other people that are shopping there. I've noticed it even with there. I don't know how many of you have been to a store recently. It doesn't matter if it's Walmart or Target. There's lots of stores, but now they have this thing where they have employees that are going around picking up stuff off shelves because they're fulfilling somebody's grocery store order. And someone will pull in later and they'll bring the groceries out to their car or whatever, or they'll do curbside pickup. And it's a great service. And I don't have a problem with it at all. What I have a problem with is the staff in these stores that are in the fucking way. Everywhere you go, man, they're just in your way with these giant things they're pulling that have multiple baskets on them, and they're picking people's orders. I know they got to go do it, and I get it and everything, but it's like, you know, I'd say you got to give the right of way to the customer that's right there buying something right then. You know, that's my opinion, but get the fuck out of the way. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's insane. And it's such a bad thing now that it's one of the reasons I really hate going to the store now, is not other customers there, but now you got the staff of people who are going around and picking out groceries and picking out things off the shelves because these curbside customers are coming later, or these, you know, and it's just, it's insane, man. They've taken something that is a pretty good idea and they've ruined it. You know, it's just like, YouTube. I love YouTube. I love watching YouTube, but it doesn't matter what video I'm watching on there. I always kind of make the joke, oh yeah, hey, I want to show you guys this movie trailer. Oh, but first we have to watch this commercial. Like, so I have to watch a commercial for a movie trailer, which is a commercial for a movie. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Or I'm watching, you know, a video where a guy is like working on a cassette deck, and I have to watch commercials during that. And I get it, they want to be monetized and everything, but that's not what YouTube was originally designed for. All right? Just like the internet wasn't originally designed to be a pornography warehouse that tries to get people to believe that they're watching incest or young girls. I mean, it's just so absurd and so ridiculous that, yeah, anybody who looks at those things, or anybody who watches those videos, you know, and I'm not talking about pornography anymore, but I'm talking about YouTube, but we all kind of go into it knowing, those commercials come up and I'm not sitting there watching them going, ooh, I wonder if I should buy this. I'm just sitting there waiting for them to be off so that I can get back to watching what it is that I intended to watch in the first place. It's not the same. Putting commercials on YouTube videos and stuff like that on the internet is not the same as it was ads on TV. You know? Ads on TV, there'd be a commercial break. They'd be back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds, or however they used to time it. I was thinking of Chuck Woolery. He used to do that. We'll be back in 2 and 2. But, you know, you kind of knew what to expect, right? You knew that a TV show is about 22 minutes, so you're going to have 8 minutes of commercials in there. You're going to have 4 commercial breaks, which is still pretty ridiculous. But you kind of knew what to expect, right? But not with the internet, man. I mean, and you don't know what the ad also generally doesn't have a lot to do with what it is that you're watching. You know, that's the other thing. I don't know, man. It's pretty amazing. And all the car insurance commercials and stuff are just out of hand. Yeah, I mean, some of them are funny and everything, but it's like, do you really need to advertise car insurance that much? I don't get it. I really don't, man. People are going to have to go buy car insurance. I know what they're doing. They want you to go to Geico or Safeco or whatever, Liberty Mutual now. And I get it, but at the same time, it's overkill, you know? It's overkill. Like so many things, we never do things halfway when it comes to shit that's annoying in the United States. We never do. We always go way over the top on anything that sucks. We do it 100,000% instead of 100%, man. We push it to the brink. We push it to the level to where people just want to freaking throw their TVs out the window, or their computers, or their smartphones, or their tablets, or whatever. It's so ridiculous. I just wish we could have a little bit of control. And the same thing with the grocery shopping thing, and how rude. I mean, those are employees, and they're so rude to customers that are in there shopping. You know? I mean, I get it. They got to go around and they got to pick their orders, and there's a time crunch and all that stuff. I get it. But when I'm in there shopping and I'm buying shit right now, you get out of my way, because I am a customer. And it's just absurd. Yeah. Anyway, as you can tell, I got a little fired up about it. So it is something that's really bugging me. But that's kind of my beef on it. I know you guys have all experienced this if you've shopped in a store within the last couple of years. And it's really hard to deal with. But it's just life, I guess. Nothing you can do about it. All right. I've got lots of things that I'm into right now. So I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in just a moment talking to you about some things that I'm into. But first, let me throw you guys to an ad. Hey, Kyle. All right, we're back. Yeah, isn't that funny, huh? I'm sitting here complaining about ads and stuff, and yeah, sorry. Anyway, it doesn't really do much for me. It's like pennies, but they're just collecting out there. I don't really care. It'd be cool if I could have ad, I guess. I don't know. To me, it would be something I'd want to have fun with, you know? That's just my opinion, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Okay, so things that I'm into. I can tell you I'm way into Royals baseball right now. I'm way into baseball in general right now, but specifically the Royals. The Royals have been so much fun to watch this year. I love this team, you know? Are there some things on it that I don't care for? Yeah. But I generally, I love these guys. They're awesome. And they're fun to watch. It's fun to watch them get down by 4 runs or 5 or 6 runs and not give up and come back and win. It's a good time. And there's a lot of fun, talented people on this team. And it's my pleasure to be able to root for them and watch them. So pretty exciting. And I know Keith Beard and I talked, and tonight's kind of a big night for a couple reasons. The Royals are back here in Kansas City, and they're playing Cleveland. Keith Beard is no Cleveland Indians fan. And I'm not either, because they're in our division. But in addition to that, I think it's the 24th biggest prospect in baseball, or our number 2 prospect, is someone we've got pitching tonight. So pretty exciting there as well. They pulled him up from the minors, and he's going to be starting against Cleveland. So that'll be exciting to watch as well. But yeah, man, I've got baseball fever. I love it. I love baseball anyway, but yeah, I mean, obviously with the shortened season and everything last year and the way things went, it wasn't, it's kind of like we were all, if you're a sports fan, you were kind of dying to have sports again. And so I think people will feel the same way about, you know, the NFL. I think I don't know if I think some people can go to basketball games. I'm not sure, but I think people are going to feel that way about that, hockey, all those things that we kind of missed out on a whole year of, you know. I mean, think about the Olympics. That's a screwy situation if you really think about it. They're going to have the 2020 Olympics in 2021 in Japan. So pretty wild. So yeah, I've really been watching a lot of baseball, a lot of Royals baseball too. Okay. What else have I been watching? I watched the 2nd season of Creepshow. It's a series on Shudder, which is a streaming platform that's all horror films. But Creepshow it started out as films. Stephen King and I think George Romero worked together to create kind of like a short story, you know, a film that contained like so many short stories that are kind of horrific stories. And it's all made out of a love for the old EC comics that were way back in the 50s and 60s that were kind of controversial at the time. But yeah, that's kind of what they based it in was those comics, Vault of Horror or whatever they were called, Tales of Terror, those kind of comics back in the day. And so there was a Creepshow movie. The first one's really great. I liked it a lot. Creepshow 2, I mean, it definitely is not as good as the first one. It's still all right, though. And then Creepshow 3, I haven't even seen, but it looks like a piece of garbage, so I'll probably just take a pass on that. And I think they've tried to make a Creepshow TV show before. I may be wrong on that, but I thought they had one maybe in the late 90s, early 2000s, but I'm not sure exactly. But they did start a new series last year, and I watched all of those, and it seemed all right. I mean, it was decent enough. Some of the stories were pretty good. But I'd heard that this second season was really good, so I started watching that, and I can tell you, this second season is pretty great, man. There's some good stories in it, and some great acting going on, but I've really been enjoying that, and I've been watching that. So if you like horror or spooky tales types of stuff, and you don't mind gore, you should check out the second season of the Creepshow series from Shudder. It's really good, definitely. And then we also, let's see, we watched more Kim's Convenience. Kim's Convenience is a really great show. We've been enjoying that one. It's about a Korean family. I've talked about it on here before, but it's about a Korean family that owns a little convenience store in Toronto, and it's really good. But we definitely enjoy watching that show as well. We did kind of see a few other shows last night on Netflix that we kind of started watching. We started Disjointed. Not sure if you're familiar with that. I know there was kind of a controversy about it when it came out, but it's about a woman who was kind of like a big peace-loving type person back in an activist for marijuana and stuff back in the 60s and 70s. And now she has opened her own dispensary in California in modern day times. And it's Kathy Bates plays the main character in it. But it's kind of fun. It's kind of goofy and silly, and the jokes are kind of canned and cheesy, but it's kind of fun to watch. And then the other one we started was Real Rob, which is the Rob Schneider series. Never been a big Rob Schneider fan. I mean, he's pretty funny, but it's the Rob Schneider series that's on Netflix also. And we started watching that last night, man. It's crazy. It was really funny. We were definitely laughing at both those shows quite a bit. There's a couple other ones. I think another one's called Black AF, so black as fuck. But it's by the guy that created Blackish. And it's another series, but it's definitely more racial and controversial type stuff comes up on this series. They kind of approach that stuff with kid gloves when it comes to Blackish. I'm not putting down Blackish. It's pretty funny from what I've seen of it, but this show looks really funny. So we probably will check that one out as well. And that's about it on stuff that I've been watching. Music, no real new music this week. I mean, as far as I haven't bought anything, but, I really haven't had a lot of chances because there's kind of something that's going on, and that is I want to alphabetize my records, right? Because I got about 270 some records now, and I really need to get them in some sort of order, okay? And so I've had a couple different things. There was a set of tabs that I got with a little record box, kind of like a box that you can put your records in, and it came with these alphabetical tabs that you can put in the top. But those don't work for this cabinet that I bought that I got my records in because they're just too small. And then I watched a few videos on people making their own kind of wooden slats in there, almost like think of a ruler, type about that long, but obviously longer. And it sticks out with an A on it, and then the next one has a B, or sometimes they'll have ABC, D, E, F. And how to make those. And I saw one woman on, how to make your own vinyl dividers, alphabetical dividers. And what she did was she would find old records, okay? And basically ones that weren't any good or scratched up or whatever. And then she would pull the record not quite halfway out and glue the record sleeve onto the record there, so the record's kind of sticking a little bit of ways out, and then she would put, either stickers or spray paint, whatever she wanted on it. She was dividing hers by genre, I think, but I don't want to do that. I want my genres together. Alphabetical works better for me. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. I kind of liked the way that worked, but I was like, I don't really want to mess with that. So then I found some wooden slats, but they're so small, and it's just not going to work. And I started looking on Etsy to buy some, but damn, man, they want a lot of money for those things. I mean, just the ones that come with 6 slats in it that are letters, so they do like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. It's got 6 of those. Just those alone are like $40. And I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm paying that for that, And then if you want a full set where it has one for A, one for B, one for C, man, those are like $80 or $100. And there's just no way on earth I'm paying that, man. To me, they're just kind of raping people who like records. I'm not going to be a part of that. So I think I'm going to do the thing that I was talking about with the lady, where she pulls the records out a little bit and glues it in there. And then she also used like some sticker letters, adhesive letters. And I think I'm going to do something like that. I kind of like the way it looks, and it's kind of unique, and I think it'll work well. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I know you guys really don't care. But there's no real new music I've been listening to. The wife and I went and had a quick meal last night at a local place here, and ran into it was kind of funny. There's a younger couple sitting next to us. We like to sit up at a bar and eat, just because you can always get in and get a seat. And usually we're having a cocktail or something when we go somewhere. But there's a younger couple sitting next to us, and they actually were like, "Excuse me, sir, do you mind if we ask you a question?" And they asked me what my favorite song is, or a song that I really love, what it is. So mine obviously was Dogs by Pink Floyd off of Animals. And then it turns out they just love music. And so then we started talking about vinyl and everything. And then I ended up, following the guy on Instagram, and now he follows me too. And so that's kind of cool. But we talked a lot about records and stuff. So that was kind of fun to discuss all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's some things I'm looking for, but I'm kind of holding off right now. Record store day is June 17th, the first one, and I'm going to go with that. PP's going to go with me, actually. So that'll be kind of fun. They're going to have a Guns N' Roses, I think Appetite for Destruction special edition or whatever on there. So he may pick that up because he likes them as well. And then there's another one July 17th, and I know PP will be out of town on vacation then. I don't know if I'm going to go to both of them. I'll just kind of have to see what happens in June. But, yeah, nothing really new on the horizon there. I'd love to get a Queensryche album or two. I'd love to have Operation Mindcrime and Rage for Order and maybe even The Warning. But they're very expensive if you can find a copy, so I don't know. And then I'd like to get some more Marillion albums also. There's a lot. I mean, I'm never going to have a shortage of records that I want. It's just how feasible is it to get a hold of these things. So that's really the issue I run into there. Let's see. That's about it for listening. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Queensryche, some Black Sabbath. I have pulled out some more of the old cassettes and listened to some of those. That's kind of fun as well. But I really haven't been listening to anything specific lately. So, at least within the last week or so. Let's see, what am I reading? Yeah, not a ton of stuff. I will say there is the trailer for Sweet Tooth, and that's a series coming to Netflix this year. That was pretty exciting to see. I knew that was in the making, I just didn't know it was already almost ready. But I'll be very excited to watch that series when it comes out, because as you guys know, if you've listened, I love that book. I read all of those, and then I read the Return of Sweet Tooth series that was like 5 or 6 issues just recently, and I loved it as well. So I'll be really curious to see how they are able to transfer that over to live action film. It looks really interesting, man. I'll put a link to the trailer here in the notes. You can check it out yourself and see what you think. Yeah, but as far as other comics, I really haven't been reading a lot. I really need to take a look at that Star Wars book that I bought too, Skywalker, A Family at War. I really need to look at that book a little further and just see what that's all about and maybe start getting into reading that a little bit. I've been horrible on American Dirt. I haven't read shit in that book. I had to check it out again, and I just haven't read it. I just need to sit down and read, man. But this last weekend was really crazy busy, so I just didn't have a chance. But yeah, I mean, that's about it on that front. And this last weekend, what I'm talking about is kind of interesting, quick little story. At least it is to me. But forever, my wife and I have had our bedroom, and it's kind of been piecemeal. I mean, when we did move into this house, we did buy a smaller bedroom set with just the bed and 2 side tables. But we didn't really have a dresser. We couldn't really afford a nice dresser and all that stuff. So we shared a dresser that I had already when we got married, and I just had the bottom 2 drawers in it, and she had the rest, like 4 or 5 of them. And so we never really had a nice bedroom set or anything like that. And so this year, when we started doing some more furniture shopping and trying to, change things out in our house and update them a little bit, we did buy a nice bedroom set. And it took forever for them to be able to deliver it to us. As a matter of fact, we're still waiting on an ottoman we bought for the front room, and that it won't be here for like another 3 or 4 weeks. But yeah, so it's just everything's kind of behind in production as far as furniture goes. Anything like wood, has wood involved in it is kind of behind in production. But our bedroom set got delivered yesterday on a Sunday, and we worked tirelessly on Saturday to get everything cleaned out and moved out of our bedroom. And then I did clean the carpets a little bit too, with the shampooer and stuff. And then Saturday night, we actually slept just on it's not even a box springs. It's just like not a stand, but it's kind of like a box springs. It's just wood. There's no springs in there. But we had those with the mattress on top. That's what we slept on Saturday night, which was fine. I mean, it's a Casper mattress, so it doesn't really matter. But we took that old bed apart and cleaned it up, put it out in the garage, and we're gonna sell it or whatever on Facebook Marketplace for not much. But it's a nice bed. It's just we're not gonna overcharge anybody. But yeah, our stuff came in finally on Sunday. So now here we are. We look like real actual adults with actual adult furniture in our bedroom. It's funny because just a little thing like that, it's amazing. But even today, when I was working and I had to go through the room a couple times, whenever I would open that door and see all this nice furniture in there, and then she got this nice dresser with a mirror on it, and I got a nice hutch that's got a bunch of drawers and stuff in it. The top drawers of both have this nice felt on them, so she can put all her jewelry and stuff in hers, in those drawers. And then I've got my watches and my little link bracelets and stuff in mine. But I mean, it's just beautiful, this new furniture and the way the room looks and everything. It's just amazing. It's like, I almost feel like a grown up. It's just funny because we've been sharing that damn dresser for forever, man. I mean, like 17 years. So it's like, why didn't we do this before now? Anyway, so that's kind of a funny little story, but that's what we were working on all weekend. And now all we're working on is taking stuff out of the old, and the bedside tables and the dressers and stuff and putting it away properly. And then we're going to go through our closets as well. I am actually purging a lot of old clothes. Like, I threw away a bunch of underwear and socks and stuff yesterday and undershirts just because they were just kind of trash. They were old, but it's like I had so much stuff. So I know once I get into my closet and start clearing out those shoes and stuff like that, even old business casual wear and stuff, I'm really going to be getting rid of a lot of stuff. That stuff will bag up and take to a thrift store or not a thrift store, but a Goodwill. and just donate that. But you can't really do that with old underwear and socks, so I'm not going to do that. If you want to donate underwear and socks to people that are for a Goodwill or even like homeless, you just go buy socks and give them those, okay? Or you can buy Bombas socks. Now, they're not sponsoring me, but I can tell you this. Bombas are amazing socks. They're expensive if you go to buy them online at bombas.com, but I bought sets of them, and I'm telling you, man, they are well made. They last forever. I still have sets of them I've been wearing for years, and they're in great condition. They're like new. So check those out if you get a chance. But yeah, and if you buy a pair of socks from Bombas, they actually give a pair of socks to homeless. So for every pair you buy, they take a pair and put it aside to give to homeless shelters and stuff. Because socks are like the number one thing that people are in need of that are homeless. So pretty cool if you get a chance. Again, they're not sponsoring me. I just like their product. So I think there's some underwear companies like that online that do the same thing. It's really cool. But yeah, man, I mean, that was my weekend. That's what I'm up to right now. I'm not up to a whole lot. It's just been kind of hectic, and we're just trying to get a lot of things done. I know that in 3 months we'll be in at Disney World or somewhere abouts there, and so we're really looking forward to that vacation. We got someone who's kind of house sitting for us with the pets and everything. That's kind of cool. But yeah, we're really looking forward to that vacation. My friend at work just got back. They only really went to Universal. They didn't do Disney, but man, I got to go to Galaxy's Edge. So there's no way on earth we're not going to that. And we are actually staying in a place that's on premise in Disney. It's not one of their resorts, but it's a third-party resort that is on premise of Disney. So we're excited. We're looking forward to that trip. It's going to be a good trip. Last time we take the kids really to Disney because they're going to be too old. They really probably are right now. The other thing I'll say is this. And this is the other news this week. My daughter, she does great at swimming. She's really great playing volleyball and stuff. My son actually just turned 15 this year. He actually just got his first job. And it's kind of cool, but at 15, he is now a trained lifeguard. Pretty amazing. I mean, I was a lifeguard when I was younger in high school and college and stuff, and I enjoyed it a lot. You always have a job, so it's a good thing there. And you always get paid just a little bit more than most other jobs that are out there. And it's a dependable job. And it's not just summer. I mean, there's so many indoor pools and stuff now that you can have a job all year round if you want. I did it all the way up through college. I would do it in the summer mostly. But like I say, you could actually do it all throughout the winter as well. And I kind of encourage my kids to do that when they got the right age because, like I said, you're never going to have a problem getting a job, okay? But anyway, he got on at a local water park here, and yeah, he's going to be lifeguarding this summer. It's pretty awesome. He did really good. I mean, he really took the bull by the horns and got through all the online training stuff in a hurry because we kind of got in last second to be trained and to get hired. But we put in, my wife, when I say we, my wife championed getting his application filled out, getting a kind of a resume put together for him. And boy, I mean, they came after him right away because he has all this scout training with life-saving merit badge and first aid and swimming and all these things. They came right back to him and were like, hey, can you get into training this weekend, man? Because we're doing lifeguard training. And he did. And I'll tell you, man, he just went right after it. It was a long weekend for him. I'm sure he's pretty tired. Pretty much Friday night, he was there about 6 hours. Saturday and Sunday, he was there about 7 hours each day. It's a lot of training wrapped into 3 days. But he did really good. He said that in the training, I think there was maybe one other person that was around his age, but everybody else was older than him. Including, I mean, there were even college student age people that were in the class with him as well. So I'm pretty proud of him. I think it's pretty awesome. And he'll be happy that he always has that access to a job. I mean, you got to keep your training up every 2 years, but, shouldn't be a problem for him. So hopefully, I know my daughter also, when she gets a couple years older here, she'll probably do the same thing. So anyway, just thought I'd drop that in there at the end because I am definitely a proud papa with that situation. That's all I got, guys. Not much else going on, man. Just living life, getting things done, probably stressing on things that really don't need to be all that stressful and just trying to clean stuff up. But the good news is I'll be watching a great baseball game tonight. That's it. That's all I got for you. I will catch up with you guys later. Oh, I did find a new bottle of tequila. I'll put that picture in the notes as well. But you guys take it easy. I think this is episode 96. We're getting closer to 100. So hang in there. It's going to be a good one. But I will see you guys next week for sure. So you guys take it easy. Enjoy this spring/summer weather that's come about. And get off my lawn.